What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be going over how often you should be picking out your hair. So if that's a question you've been asking lately, you want some hang time like this, don't worry, I'm going to get you right. I'm going to try to be chill in this video. I'm going to try to vibe, but I need you to stay with me because I'm going to be just dropping bangers of information, just one after the other. So grab a pen and paper, okay? Don't get lost in the sauce. So how many times should you pick out your hair? The short answer to this question is once. I know that blew a lot of your minds. Let me explain. When it comes to hair growth, you need to be looking at two different factors. There's the rate that your hair grows out of your head. This is on average half an inch every single month. If you're African American, it's 0.33 inches every single month. I'll drop a study down below in the description. So there's the rate that it grows out your head, and there's length retention. That is breakage, how much hair you lose due to it snapping off. There's not too much you can do about how fast your hair grows outside of your head because that is highly based on genetics. There's not much, there's no rice water rinse vinegar detox that you can do that's going to magically make your hair grow 6 inches in 1 month. So it's logical for us to focus on the other aspect that's actually in our control, which is length retention, trying to minimize the breakage we experience throughout the month. We do that through certain habits that we practice, right? And one of those practices is to make sure that we're not detangling our hair more than we actually need to. I feel like it's simpler for me to say it this way. You should only be detangling your hair on wash day. Any other day, you should not be detangling your hair. And that's because detangling your hair is a very stressful process on your head. That's why we try to limit it to once a week. Because you think of it this way, right? So to illustrate this, I made a little diagram to make it easier for you, right? So let's say your hair grows 0.5 inches every single month. And let's just say every time you detangle your hair, you lose 0.05 inches of hair. Okay, we're going to make the numbers really simple. If you detangle in your hair once every week, that's 4 times a month, you only lose 0.2 inches of hair. So that's just if you detangle once a week. So what if you detangle twice a week, right? So that's 8 times in a month, right? That's 0.4 inches of hair that you lost, just double of that. But your net growth is only 0.1 inches of hair. This is why a lot of you feel like your hair is growing super slow, because the rate that you're breaking off your hair is so close to the amount of hair that you're growing that you're not seeing any progress. So remember, you only want to pick out your hair. And I use the term pick out because that's the term that a lot of people use. I really mean detangling your hair, which is just getting rid of those knots. You want to do that only once a week. Now, I understand when your hair is first growing out, it's hard to do that because when you go to sleep, your hair is flattened by just by the weight of your head, basically. And that's why I'm such an advocate of curly hair routines, right? I don't do curly hair routines just to style my hair, just to say, oh, look, I got curls. There's a very specific purpose for me styling my hair. That's because it makes me not have to touch or manipulate my hair throughout the week. It negates the need for me to pick out my hair. And here's why. When you style your hair with a curling gel or a custard or any one of those styling products, right? It captures your curl pattern and helps it hold its shape. Now, a lot of people don't like to use those very like max hold gels like Eco Styler and stuff like that. They say that it makes their hair feel crunchy. I don't mind that because since my hair is in a defined shape, that means when I go to sleep, right, it's not crushed like a sponge. So imagine like, what example can I use here? You see, I have to get very creative when I make these videos because I gotta understand some of y'all got very impressionable minds. They're still kind of squishy, right? So I gotta mold it so you can see my vision. Hold on. I think I got something, right? So think of it like going to sleep with your hair in just a regular afro versus going to sleep with your hair in twists, for example. If I go to sleep with my hair in twists, I can basically assume that when I wake up, my hair is still gonna be in twists. Why? Because the hair is roped together, it's twisted together, it's in a specific shape, right? And I expect it to hold that shape. Even if I press on it, might flatten a little bit, but it's still a twist. But when your hair is in an afro, it's almost like a liquid. It's almost like a fluid. It takes the shape of whatever container it's in. I think that's a gas. I think that's a gas. It's been a minute since I've been in physics class. I'm not even gonna lie, that's not my finest moment. Content creator, not a physicist. Okay, leave me alone. Those defined curls are like I don't want to say like a watered down version of twists, but because they don't have as much hold, but they're like the next best thing than if your hair was just in a regular afro. So that's the trick to all of this. Instead of trying to maintain your afro throughout the week, try to style your hair with a curling product of some kind that's going to keep it in a defined shape, that's going to help you with maintenance, because you won't need to pick out your hair for it to look good when you go to sleep. The curls might be crushed a little bit, but there are ways to refresh that. The goal isn't really to pick out our hair. When people usually pick out their hair, they pick it out when it's dry. That's the worst thing you can do. That's going to lead to a ton of breakage, and your hair's not going to grow. And you're going to be in my comments complaining and crying like a baby, asking for what's the best hair growth shampoo. Relax. When I detangle my hair, I make sure of two things. Number one, I'm using a lot of rinse out conditioner and water. This is going to provide a lot of slip, which is going to make it easier for your hands, your detangling tools, whatever you're using to guide through your hair. The second thing that I focus on is you want to make sure that you're starting from the ends of your hair and working your way down to the roots. That is going to put less tension on your hair. That's going to prevent you from ripping straight through the knots that are in your hair. Now, let's say you've been growing out your hair for maybe 2 or 3 months. Your hair isn't really long enough to do those curly hair routines. What should you do then? I can only tell you what I used to do. It worked for me. It helped me get out of the awkward stage, so it might help for you as well. So what I used to do was I used to have this spray leave-in conditioner. I won't suggest that one because it wasn't the best, but I would spray my hair with that to get it moist, get it damp, so it's malleable and it won't be as prone to breakage. And what I would do is I would get my pick, and I would only pick to the halfway point of my hair. I wouldn't go all the way through. I refer to this as fluffing the roots. It's just so you can get some more volume when your hair looks flat in the morning, but you don't go all the way to the ends of your hair because that's where the breakage happens, right? It's when the ends of your hair break off. So if you don't put that much tension on the ends of your hair and you just fluff it out from the roots to just get some extra volume, you're able to basically kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You're able to minimize breakage and still look better in the morning. I don't want you guys to get confused, okay? Because one moment I talked about detangling from the ends of your hair first, and then the next one I said start from the bottom and work to the halfway point. Don't get confused, okay? There's a difference between detangling, which is trying to get rid of all of the tangles in your hair, and fluffing out the roots of your hair, which is just to get volume. So when you're detangling, start from the ends. When you're fluffing out the roots just for volume, you want to start from the root and stop at the halfway point, and make sure that you're trying to do it as gently as possible because you're just trying to get some extra volume. You're not trying to get through all the tangles of your hair. And if you're a visual learner like me, I got a free hair routine that goes over everything you should be doing to your hair from day 1 to day 7 of managing your curls. And it even accounts for breakage, especially when you're in the beginning stages, the first 1 to 5 months. It goes over all of that. If you want access to that, it'll be one of the first links in the description. Go and download it. It's completely free. And while you are down there, you could actually go and hit the like button, okay? Because I dropped a lot of free game just now, all right? And the only thing I ask for, I don't ask for money. I don't ask for gifts. Although I'd appreciate it. You know, you can send it this way. But I would really appreciate it if you hit a like on this video if it helped you out. And if you like this video, you definitely gonna like this one. So I advise you check it out. That's all for me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.